I think one of the interesting things about this conversation is that everybody has an opinion about AI, good or bad. But what I don't think is subjective is the fact that like AI is here, people are using it, more and more companies are adopting it every day. There's more and more potential with it every day. Hi, and thanks for joining. I'm Gabe Tannenhouse, and welcome to another episode of the House Media Systems video series. Today is day 10, everybody. We've been at this for 10 days, had a great response, and I'm having a lot of fun. And this is a video series where I talk about my business, talk about all things video, and it seems more and more lately, I talk about all things AI. And I've got another AI theme for today. This was kind of catalyzed by an Instagram user named Tora Chanter, who reached out to me via chat in response to one of my shorts that I posted to Instagram. And he was asking about taking some of his poetry and using it to generate content via AI. And my initial response to him was dismissive. I said, "Hey, you don't need me for that. You can just do it. I'm out here trying to sell my services, but I mean, if this is what's getting people engaged, then why not?" And I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, maybe it's not as straightforward as it seems. And that's kind of a blind spot for me sometimes. I'm a pretty good hand with, technical projects and anything related to video post-production and how that gets done and how the donuts get made and all that. But sometimes I kind of forget that not everybody thinks that way. And so for non-technical people, this might be an interesting thing to learn. So I helped myself to one of his poems from his page, one of the more recent ones, and I made a video out of it. So what I would like to do right now is cue that video up and show it to you all and see what you think. So here we go. The poem didn't have a title, but I'm calling it Fly.
Come with me. Take flight through the clouds. The earth is not so special. When you are in the presence of greatness, you will act in accordance with the Most High. The body is born and dies, but the Most High eternally resides in the clouds above, beyond the earth, beyond the material. So take a step, walk forward, leave the ground, fly with me through all that is all.
And there it is. Obviously, could be a little bit more cleaned up, but the main point there is I did all that in about half an hour. It didn't cost me anything beyond AI subscriptions I'm already paying for. And, I think it's pretty nice. I'm curious to know what Tora Chanter thinks, and I'm curious to know what you all think. So I will send this out to him via chat, and I will post this video on Instagram as well. Hopefully get some engagement there. But I would put it out to the people watching. What do you want to see? Like, what kind of projects are you interested in? What kind of content or tools or anything like that are you interested? Because I am starting to feel like I could help you with that. Obviously, the most meaningful and accessible process to me relates to, video production, but certainly doesn't have to stop there. And also, this ended up being a video production, even though it wasn't really related to anything that came from someone in video production, right? It was just a guy's kind of creative energy and expression, and he was curious about how that could be made into what you just saw. So I hope he likes it, and I hope you like it. And essentially, all I really did was I screenshotted one of his poems and I brought the screenshot into ChatGPT. I said, give me a transcript of this, right? Took the transcript, loaded it into a platform, an AI, well, it's a scripting platform, but it does have heavy AI functionality called Descript. You've probably seen ads for it. If you have anything to do with video, you've seen, descript.com. You may already use it. It's even without that kind of functionality, it's a great platform for hosting scripts, and it's, ties into editing programs very nicely. It was one of the original platforms where you could take a transcript of an interview, cut it up the way you wanted it to have the person say what you wanted them to say, and then it would actually refer back to the video if you took it into a piece of software like Premiere or Final Cut. Super cool, super efficient. It's really been a game changer for a lot of people in the production space. But now that they've got all this AI integration, what I was able to do is generate some voiceover. There's like a list of AI voices that you can choose from. I think the one I chose was called Ruth. I thought that kind of lent itself nicely to the content of the poem. I also went back to GPT. I said, I need you to take every line of this poem and make a corresponding image. And so I took those images and brought them back into Descript. There's like an editing function there. So I laid it all out, and I'm sure if I had noodled around with it more, I could have gotten, better pictures and had it kind of automatically lay itself out in the timeline. But as it was, I just kind of laid it in one by one. It was, some straightforward, ways of animating the images. And again, I'm sure I could have cleaned that up and got that looking more professional with some time. But the main idea was to show you all how fast and how decent looking the work you can do with AI is. And I think, to me, and I'll probably talk about this in a different video soon, but to me, there's a give and take. You're not going to get perfect products out of any AI platform or product or tool. But what you can do is get a great first draft on something. And to that end, there's almost like a threshold of like how much work you should be putting into any AI product, or at least, or project rather, at least the AI piece of it, right? Because you're always going to have to go back. Anyone who's delivered work, either, copywriters or students, anyone who's just delivered straight AI output, like you don't get great results from that. What you have to do is go back and refine it. And sometimes that means iterating. And sometimes it means just, correcting or replacing or enhancing the output with your own inputs. And so, I think that that says a lot about, it speaks to efficiency, it speaks to economics, and it speaks to the future and the way technology develops. I think one of the interesting things about this conversation is that everybody has an opinion about AI, good or bad. But what I don't think is subjective is the fact that like AI is here, people are using it, more and more companies are adopting it every day. There's more and more potential with it every day. And so I would put it out there to you watching this video. Like, what would you like to see in terms of an AI product? If it's just, how do we get to a video of something you've done or something you've, created? Or if it's, I want to do some work, I want to build a tool, or I want to build a tool where I don't have to deal with these separate platforms. I want it all tied together in one app. Like, you can do all that using AI. And so, I would love to hear what other people are interested in doing. And I would love to hear if people would be interested in learning more about that, because I could teach you that as well. So let me know. I'm Haus Media Systems, HAUS Media Systems, on your Instagrams and your YouTubes and all the others. If you want to reach out to me directly, you can email me at info@haus.video. That's haus.video. You can check out my website, haus.video, haus.video, or you can call me on the phone, 347-770-3543. So thanks again for watching, as always. We're at episode 10 of 100. I'm in the double digits. I'm 10% of the way done. I think I'm building something really interesting here. I love interacting with the people who reach out to me through my posts, and I'm getting really energized about getting up to 100. And I think, once we get there, we'll just keep going and we'll have something really interesting under our belt. But in the meantime, I'll let you go, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.